Hello and welcome back to another character preview video. My name is Lumin and today we're having a look at Gangs of Sherwood. Fight the armies of the Sheriff of Nottingham and lead the rebellion, solo or in co-op with up to 4 players. Play as one of the merry men, combine your attacks, and free the people in this futuristic dystopia inspired by the legend of Robin Hood. So yeah, this one looks kind of fun. I like how they've mixed the idea of Robin Hood up entirely with a bunch of what seem to be robots and mechs and stuff. Yeah, I'm keen. Alright, there are characters in here, and we're going to have a look at them. We're going to check what's available for when you first jump in, and see how we feel about it. If you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about Gangs of Sherwood, you can find some links below, and on top of that, there will be timestamps, as always. Check them out, find what you're looking for, and leave satisfied. Alright, let's jump in. First up, Robin of Locksley. Of course, he's first up. Robin of Locksley is the finest bowman in the country, and one of the biggest providers for the oppressed population of Britain. Still, within the gang, there's a debate about which is sharpest, the arrow or the tongue. He's a handsome dude. I will say that about Robin of Locksley. The legendary fast-shooting archer deals tremendous damage by creating volleys of star arrows and shooting them in a pack on his target. Let's have a look at that. We can actually jump in one screen further and have a look at the abilities available. Now, I don't think that this is all they have available, but these are the main abilities, and then these can actually be modified by talents in the game. So there is more than you see here, right? First up, we have Shining Arrow, a supercharged arrow that travels at the speed of light. Shooting it launches star arrows towards its hit point. I like this. We should normalize this. Seen previews of the abilities. Star Arrow. Magnetic arrow that stay in place before flying towards the direction of a shining arrow hit point. Max star arrows 10. And we have Rebellion Rush. Robin gets empowered when he creates the max amount of star arrows. When Rebel Instinct is activated, Robin creates a star arrow each time one of his arrows hits an enemy. So he's clearly all about the star arrows. Arrow Storm. He snaps his fingers and instantly creates a large number of star arrows. This costs 2 Rebel Bar segments, cooldown is 8 seconds, and max star arrow count 125%. Interesting. Okay, there you go. He's an archer. He is a archer with some cool abilities that enhance the archery. Let's jump back. Next up, Maid Marian.
Maid Marian.
Like father, like sons, but the Sheriff of Nottingham's daughter is nothing like her rotten family. Marian is a master assassin whose lethal skills are only matched by her dazzling elegance. Maid Marian can turn any light attack into a magnetic dagger toss. Magnetic daggers can be stacked and activated by flux attacks to deal tremendous damage. I'm not sure if that's a dagger or like a rapier in her hand. It might look a bit like a rapier when you look at it at first glance, but I think it might just be a really long dagger. I don't know. Ooh, that's tough to say. That's tough to say. First ability. Damocle's Dagger. Magnetic daggers deal additional damage to enemies after they are hit by a flux thrust. Damage is based on the number of magnetic daggers stacked on them. Max daggers per enemy 8. Flux trigger, activate all daggers on the enemy. Okay, cool. So she's a fast moving assassin. Long flux thrust. She travels further when performing a flux thrust. Auto Dagger. While Rebel Instinct is active, Marian creates a magnetic wave that generates a magnetic dagger on enemies hit by it. And then Flux Rush. Marian moves at light speed, performing a flux thrust on nearby enemies. Rebel Bar segments required 2, and cooldown 10 seconds. Yeah, she looks cool. That's super anime. I realize the window's a little small, but that video there, man, I dig it when characters disappear and then there's all these like slashes and stuff across. That's so satisfying. Like, how can you not enjoy that? It's great. And she looks, yeah, she looks good. She looks good. She's got the small daggers over here and then the long one, which I think it's a rapier, but I don't know. Maybe it's like a segmented dagger that splits around when she does these attacks. Because look, she has what seems to be like a whip attack. Anyway, okay. Next up, I like it. I like the design. Next up is Friar Tuck. Between carrying the rebellion further and carrying a barrel of mead, Friar Tuck has decided not to choose. He's not the pickiest hero in the gang, swinging his mace like no other and letting whoever is up there sort them out. Dude, he looks fantastic, and that mace is awesome. I do wonder what's on his back. I hope we get to see something with that. Friar Tuck relies on his charged attacks for increased damage and to alter their effects, while in Rebel Instinct, Tuck heals nearby allies and takes reduced damage, making him a core pillar of the gang. So he's a tank and healer? Wow. Horizontal Shockwave. Tuck unleashes a crescent projectile made of enhanced copper when fully charged in a light attack. There you go, that looks really cool. Guilty. When fully charging a heavy attack, Tuck slams the earth with enhanced copper, releasing a traveling fire pillar. Alright, that looks kind of cool, I guess. Holy Gear. When Rebel Instinct is active, Tuck creates a massive force around him that pushes enemies away. Alright. Holy Foot. Okay. Tuck slams the ground with his foot, launching surrounding enemies into the air. It's like, I think these might be the alties, the last ones we look at. Rebel bar segments required 2, cooldown 5 seconds. Although if it's an alti with a 5-second cooldown, I don't know about that. Maybe it's not. But yeah, that looks cool. Okay.
Robin of Locksley.
Our final character.
Little John.
Little John. Not so little John. And I'm looking at this and it looks like he's got a metal arm. That is super cool, dude. Yeah, he's got like a big fist. It's like his whole shoulder must have been removed because it's all the way down here. The design is fantastic. We'll call him Little John and let him prove it otherwise, with a giant crushing fist of steel and immense bravery that could be mistaken for bottomless folly without a bit of digging into the fellow's past. A fierce, fast-punching brawler. Time each punch right to charge up on heat before unleashing devastating overheat attacks on your foes. Yeah, man, that sounds kind of fun. Let's have a look. Little John generates more heat when performing a heat attack. Okay. He's got a cool cape. When performing a heat attack, Little John releases additional heat, creating a massive explosion around him. Max heat points 3. Feeling the heat. Little John is empowered by the heat of his mechanical arm, gaining an extra buff based on the number of active heat points. While Rebel Instinct is active, Little John generates a heat point whenever he strikes an enemy. And then Heat Beam. Little John unleashes a beam of energy from his mechanical arm that can be aimed at enemies. I did not expect that. I didn't expect to see like a Kamehameha in here or something. That's kind of cool. Alright. Yeah, that's different. And then, as with the others, Rebel Bar segments required 2, cooldown 10. And as I've mentioned on the other ones, these abilities can be changed and modified using talents. So that's pretty cool. These are the main characters from the Robin Hood story, I suppose. I mean, they could probably throw some other ones in there, some lesser characters. But this is cool, and I like the spin on it. I like the weird futuristic tech that they're using, and I love the way the world looks, and the characters themselves are like gorgeous. These are some of the best looking models I've seen in a long time. They are fantastic. I mean, the game looks good too, but like the characters specifically are super detailed. And they look interesting and varied. And it's nice that there's no like specific support character. You can sort of pick and choose anyone you want and just game. You don't have to have one person that's stuck on support, you know? That's kind of nice. But overall, yeah, I'm impressed by this. It looks fun. It looks cool. And the characters are interesting. There you go. That's it. I am done. If you guys have been playing and enjoying Gangs of Sherwood, I'd love to hear from you. Love to hear what your thoughts are on the game. Yeah, and on the characters. Personally, I'm a fan of Friar Tuck. And obviously, I mean, Robin of Locksley, bow and arrow, like, you can't go wrong with that. Then again, I mean, like, Little John, the design is so cool. I love the big shoulder pad on the metallic arm, you know? And the cape that he's got is pretty sick. Yeah, I mean, the mustache too. Like, actually, yeah, all about Little John, everything. It's all great. Maid Marian, yeah, I mean, she's okay. But she's okay. Anyway, I'm done. Check back here soon for more videos. If you'd like to support me, you can find my links below, as always. The coffee link is down there. The Twitch channel is down there. Yeah, whatever you want, whatever you seek. Give this one a like, share it, do all that other good stuff. Most importantly, happy leading the rebellion in Gangs of Sherwood. Yeah, happy that.